Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming here. Good afternoon. I know it's not the best time, it's Friday afternoon. Some of you are thinking of going back home, as myself. But yeah, there are some questions regarding the language. I know it will be in English. I'm on camera. So anyway, as I said, my name is Roberto Gómez. I'm the head of circular economy for the chemical business or Repsol, and I'm here to explain your position on on the position of Repsol on circular economy for plastics. I know that probably most of you have been here at the Key Show for quite a few hours, if not days, and probably you are up to hearing this concept, this idea, circular economy, challenge, recycling, feedstock, etc., etc., etc. So I'm going to try to make it a little bit more exciting for you. So I'm going to try to go from those ideas into solutions, into a new portfolio that already are placing in the market and trying to provide new circular solutions for our value chain. So let's take the journey. First of all, when we talk about circular economy, I want to share with you two concepts, which is our approach on circular economy at Repsol. You hear a lot about it. When we talk about circular economy, immediately we think about closing the loop of the material. Everybody, I think, this is being a major shake for our sector. It's not a threat. And as Repsol, we think that circular economy for plastics is not a temporary trend. This is here to stay. So we thought, okay, so we are Spanish, we take the bull by the horns, and let's take this as a business driver. Let's try to make a strong position for Repsol and try to be one of the leading agents, one of the agents that will make a change on the way we use plastics in our economy. However, there are so many possibilities that if you start chasing all the potential collaborations, you might run out of energy and be exhausted. So we had a deep reflection in our company on how to approach circular economy. We want to be a leader on the implementation of circular economy for plastics, but we want to focus those solutions in our natural markets, where we have our petrochemical sites, when we have our industrial capacities. That's the Iberian Peninsula, that's Spain, that's Portugal. That doesn't mean that we will not offer our solutions, our materials abroad. Of course we will, but we want to implement, and we can collaborate to implement that circular economy for plastics, as I said, where we have our industrial capacity. Having said that, this is the second key element to approach circular economy, is value chain collaboration, value chain thinking. The way we design products, solutions, our conventional scope is as Repsol, as polymer producer, and we work very closely with our customers, with converters. When we talk about circular economy, we need to go beyond that scope. We need to go and think on how the consumer and brand owners perceive the product, what they do with it. And very important, and a key element, once that article becomes waste, somebody else is going to deal with it. We cannot design a solution without taking into account the end of life of that material. That includes the waste management companies, the logistic guys for waste, and recyclers. So in order to develop a solution, we need the 5 agents of circular economy. So this is very exciting, because for each product, we have to engage with all these for each particular material. So lots of fun and a good challenge. And now, having introduced those two key elements of our strategy, I want to picture here what are for polyolefins, what are our 2 main solutions that we are already putting in the market. I'm going to discuss our approach to mechanical recycling, thanks to our project Recyclex. And I'm going to talk about our new approach, where we have a strength, which is chemical recycling. Chemical recycling, you heard a lot about this, and there have been several announcements by other petrochemical companies. There are hopes and expectations that chemical recycling might become, let's say, the holy grail for plastics. Let's see. Certainly there is still a challenging technology. There is a lot to do. But certainly, probably will provide new solutions for that plastic waste that cannot be mechanically recycled. Basically, chemical recycling, what it does is to use the carbons. We have our polymer chain. There are several technologies. We are studying several of them. We have We've been working for a very long time now, I think for 4 or 5 years now, on pyrolysis. And basically, we get the polymer, carbon-hydrogen bond, we break that bond, and we produce organic compounds with a smaller size that we can fit in our petrochemical site. And as I said, we've been doing that for 4 years. And now, at this key show, we are officially announcing that we have a portfolio, what we call circular polyolefins. So what does that mean? Well, so basically that means that we are using what we call pyrolysis oil, derived from plastic waste. We use that as a feedstock for our petrochemical site, and that means that all that pyrolysis oil is saving fossil fuels. We are not using crude oil, we're using pyrolysis oil, so that amount has significant savings on fossil fuels. And we can have a specific, concrete amount depending on the pyrolysis oil that we fed to our refinery. And we managed to finalize now just a few days ago with a certification from ISCC Plus that we have a portfolio of what we call, as I said, circular polyolefins. These polyolefins are identical and they offer the added value to final brand owners, especially those involved in packaging and that need food contact requirements. We can provide them with a more sustainable solution, not a solution with recycled content, but a solution where we're using originally plastic waste as a source via pyrolysis. Okay? And second, I'm going to talk very briefly as well about our approach to mechanical recycling and the launch of our Recyclase portfolio. The way we're doing this, well, we are approaching mechanical recycling. Recycling has been on in the market for lots of years now, and converters have been using recyclase as a secondary material, as long as the application could admit that quality. What we're trying to do here is something complementary on what is already on the market. We're trying to take recyclase, plastic recyclase, to a more technical, demanding applications. Okay, and the way we're doing this is via composite. And we are targeting, and as I said, in the same way I said that circular polyolefins, we're targeting food contact applications. Mechanical recycling, we are targeting a non-food contact application. PP compounds, woven, non-woven, auto solutions, rigid packaging, etc. The way we are doing this, as I said, is via composites. We incorporate a specific percentage of recyclate, always post-consumer. This is our target. This is what we understood from discussing from brand owners. They do not just want to incorporate recyclate. They want it to be post-consumer. They want it to be their waste. So that's really a challenge, and it makes the whole process much more complicated. But at the same time, I think it's a challenge for us, and it's where with our know-how we can provide and deliver new solutions. So we developed a portfolio, a very nice portfolio. Here's an example of solutions for flexible packaging. For low density. I'm showing here three different materials. One for a thin layer to protect clothing, another one for shrink films, and another one for the term film that is protecting paper, kitchen paper, etc. They have 3 different percentage of plastic waste, depending on how challenging the final application is, I would say. These solutions are already in market. And I'm going to talk about the solution for high density blow molding. We have a beauty here of our Recyclase 50RX 5503, which this incorporates 50% of post-consumer waste in our grade. Which is different, and the value of having a specific compound is that this material has an outstanding performance when talking about environmental stress cracking, probably what our customers are saying. They're trying this material, and so far they say that this is the best material in the market. Yesterday I had a very good discussion with some of the brand owners that are putting this in the market, and I said, you have to try, you have to buy our solution, because you will be able to put much more percentage of plastic waste in the market. So anyway, so this is excellent, and of course, as Repsol, we are brand owners as well. We have different business units, and we just finalized all the tests to use this material in this rigid packaging for our lubricant oils, and hopefully this will go in the market in a few weeks. And finally, we also develop solutions, of course, for PP injection molding. Here we develop 4 different grades, as well has a different range of recyclate. Always, we are using always here post-consumer waste, and it's covering different injection applications from rigid packaging, furniture, household wear, etc. So different ranges of impact, index, flow index, etc. And of course, when you talk about circular economy and you want to prove that you have some benefits on the performance on the environment, we've been running the calculations to estimate the carbon footprint savings of these materials. So here is compared with the European average for a polypropylene, and here is the savings of our 4 different composites on carbon dioxide, which is something, of course, this is a driver for final brand owners and their sustainability memories, and this is something that they can use for marketing as well. So this is another value we can provide to our customers. And finally, the last example, and it's a little bit different, because we developed these non-moving bags that you see here around for display. This is another beauty, technically speaking, in the sense that it's a bit different because we use here post-industrial waste. We use the scraps, and in collaboration with one of our customers, in this case, the NT. The challenge here was that the NT was not able to use those scraps in their material. This is woven, non-woven, very complicated machines, and the way their polypropylene threads need to, well, whatever the wording is, to get together. And the thing is that we managed to use those scraps and take them back to the same original application, to our PP086, to our woven, non-woven application. So what we did here, and when we talk about circular economy, don't forget this. Circular economy is not just about using waste, it's also about creating value for our value chain. So what we're doing here is some scraps, so we added economical value, and we send those scraps back to the original application, so saving the economics of the process. So that was quite a challenge, and very successful. And now this is ongoing, and I think this is growing. And now the next challenge is to incorporate post-consumer waste. Let's see we manage. But anyway, I think certainly we are on the right track. And the last slide, and just the key message again to say that again: don't develop solutions without engaging with your value chain, the whole value chain. A solution only will work if we take into account what each of the agents of that value of the value chain has to say. Otherwise, the solution, you might develop a very nice solution, but might not work in the market.